to people's messages. Ooh, I'm getting good at this. All right, let's jump into it. So, did I bring my backpack over here? Okay, so tonight I'm going to be working with gelatos. And that's just really, the other day, one of my Patreon members had asked me about gelatos, and I had to go and dig them out, child. I've had this art, I have so many different art supplies and art mediums, and I'll be totally transparent. I don't use them all. But, you know, I feel like 2026 is going to be the year that I'm going to go back to doing a little bit more mixed media and adding more color to my planners again. Because it was something that I used to do frequently, and I did enjoy it a lot, but kind of got away from it. You know, life happened. I moved and had to kind of downsize my space. So I just kind of was like, I'm just going to use the basics. But here I am, pulling out all the things. So eventually I'm going to be like, I need a bigger space. But not right now. So welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Wednesday night. I decided to call Wednesday night Create, Grow, and Inspire. And so that's what I want to do tonight. I want to create with you and inspire you. And yeah, so I wanted to find a little inspirational quote to give you, and you can write this down. So I'm looking for it now. 1 second. I'm going to write it down in my journal as well. And then we'll have something to write on our page tonight. So the inspirational quote is, oh, I can't find it now. Wait a minute. I know I just found one and now I can't find it. That's driving me crazy. That's what it was. Tonight, just remember, every small act of creativity is a seed you're planting, and every single one counts. So let me say that again. Tonight, just remember, every small act of creativity is a seed you're planting, and every single one counts. So that's something you can write on your page today if you want. If you decide to create with me, I am going to be working in my half letter Hobonichi. And I love this book because I love the paper. The paper the medium just stands up to anything, right? So this is some acrylic paint that I did already. This is also acrylic paint that I laid down already. This was a fun page that I did, and this was acrylic paint as well. So what I like to do is I kind of like to prep my pages for journaling. So you see I had a couple of pages with nothing on it. They will have something on it, and probably tonight I'll put something on it as well. But I like to get my pages prepped for journaling. So I'm going to do that tonight. I'm going to prep a page. I have some printables. And these are the printables. This is my fancy organizational system. If you weren't here last week, I pulled this out because I knew everyone wanted to know what my fancy organizational system is. It is sandwich bags from the Dollar Tree. Yeah, that's it. That's my fancy organizational system. So I'm going to pull these, I'm going to use these printables, and then I'm going to use some gelatos. So these are gelatos. And they're just water I'm going to say they are water activated crayons. That's what we're going to go with tonight. Water activated crayons, right? They, oh, I have a silver color. Okay, we're going to do this silver color. And let's do a little teal. Have a little teal here. I'm going to do lots of blues because this printable, has lots of blues. So I'm going to just do a page with some blues, and we're going to see how it goes. But you're going to be so amazed if you've never used gelatos before, or maybe you're like me and you just haven't used them in a long time. You're going to be very amazed to see how easy they are to use. And you're probably going to say, Taylor, why didn't you tell me about this before? And I'm going to say, child, I ain't even been using them myself. So, the easiest thing in the world. You take your gelato. They come like this. This is, of course, I've had these for a long time, so I don't know the name of the color. Sorry. You take it, and see how it looks like a crayon? And you're just going to, I'm just going to mark this edge, and then I'm going to mark this edge. So, for me, I like to go in section by section. Oh, let me get these clips out the way so I have a flat surface. You want to have a flat surface. I like to go in section by section and activate the color. Some people would just lay all the color down and activate it all at the same time. I like to do it section by section. So I'm using a baby white. You can use a paintbrush with a little bit of water. The more water, the more translucent the paint is going to look. Less water, less translucent. Pretty simple. And so let's get it going. I like baby whites, I feel like are really easy because this is pretty much my system. I carry this with me and I can paint anywhere. I can add color to my pages anywhere. I love it. So you have that color just comes through. I'm sorry if you guys hear like bells in the back because you know my gray kitty that I'm always posting. Yeah, her name is Stormy, and she decided that she was going to play with her favorite toy while Mom's on live. It make lots of noise in the background. Of course, that's what we're going to do. So see how that came out? So super cute. Now I'm going to go in with this, look, I've never even used this color before. It's like a light blue. How fun. I'm going with this light blue in this corner right here. And I'm going to add the light blue to this corner over here. I'm going to be a little bit heavier with the light blue because it's a light color. And I might need a little bit more. So, of course, I'm not going to use that blue. I'm going to fold the baby wipe. And I'm just going to use a clean section and activate it. So pretty. So pretty. I love it. Okay. Now, I like this tealy color, so I'm going to try this tealy color. I have had these things for so long and have not been using them, and they still work. That's the other wonderful thing about these gelatos is you can't kill them. So here we go. Do this tealy color. Now, let's talk about the different journals that you use. So again, I'm using a Hobonichi, and the paper is like this paper. You can pretty much use it on anything. It's amazing, this paper. But if you're using a regular journal that's just like a store-bought journal with no kind of specialty paper, I would suggest that you do a test page in the back of your journal to see how it does with the baby wipes, activating it, because the rubbing might make the paper kind of peel, but you won't know until you try. So I'm not discouraging you from trying. I'm just saying test it. And I'm not particular, although I got this Hobonichi planner for my planning this year, for my journaling this year, it's because I do really love the paper. The paper is really, like, I could use it with anything. But well, it has like a little, it's like a little, I don't think you can see it in the camera, but it has like a little iridescent, this color. It's like an iridescent color. So I like to, did I put something here already? Yes, I did. I like to try anything on any journal. So like that journal that I was using for a long time that got really chunky. I don't know if you guys remember that, but I'll show it to you. I used anything in there. I would test out the pages, and then just go for it. Enjoy life, right? You only live once. I'm not about to be a snob about paper. If your gelatos work on it, go for it. You don't have to spend money on a Hobonichi. But if you want to try something new, I do recommend that you try Hobonichi because it's definitely worth the money. The paper is amazing. All right, so we have some color here. We have some color. I feel like I'm missing my little iridescent color. This little iridescent color is so fun. I'm gonna mix it up a little bit, add a little more layers to it because this little iridescent color is so fun. Now, I will also tell you that writing over the Hobonichi can sometimes be tricky. So when all else fails, use the Sharpie. I use my Tombow Furusanuki. I just love this little iridescent. It's so cool. Okay. So, all right. So now let's dig in to our printables. I need to get me a new chair. I'm gonna invest in a new desk chair because this desk chair is not comfortable and it's not giving me life. All right, so let me do a little quick flip of the printables that you get this month with your Patreon membership. These are all dolls that are included in your Patreon membership. This is the Journal with Me kit. And if you are a Patreon member, you will get these as part of your membership. So adorable. I'm really excited about this set of printables this month. I swear, I tell people all the time, like, I shop my shop. What I add to my shop is what I love for myself and want to share with others. My creativity has always been about sharing. I love sharing my printables. I love sharing techniques of how you can be creative. I like to share the simplicity of creativity because so many people say, I can't do that. And I used to be one of those people, you know, that I couldn't do it, that I didn't have a creative bone of my body. And then I found stickers. And I was like, I can be so creative with stickers. And then I realized that creativity is not just drawing. You know, creativity isn't just doing a piece of art. Creativity can be anything that you create from your heart. It's crocheting, it's jewelry making, it's creating printables, it's journaling, it's writing. I can go on and on. So these are the printables for this month. Journal with Me kit for Patreon members. So, she just stuck out when I put it down. I was like, oh, she needs to be there. I love her. And I feel like the color that I selected is perfect. Uh-oh, dropped one. The color I selected too. Oh, peace and love. This is my jam right now because this is what I'm doing. I'm playing. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I have like relaxing music playing. And I'm just so calm and at peace. So let's see, what other one do I want to use? Maybe I'll use the book one. I am in my book vibe, my book era right now. I like to add pieces in the middle so I can add that might be what I do tonight. Love and peace. I think that might be it. That might be enough because I'm going to be journaling. Be the one who decides to go for it, but I don't want to put too much and then I don't have space. But I think that looks cute. I like this. I think it looks cute. Hey, Colleen. Let's see who else is watching. All right, so let's have to check the chat. Okay. Hey, Kalisha. Hey, Lakeisha. Hey, y'all. Hey. I see my people. I'm excited. Okay, so. All right, so I think I like this. I like this setup. I'm feeling this right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and lay these stickers down. And just, do you see how simple, something as simple as these gelatos really made my page pop? And I promise you guys, I think I'm really going to get back more into mixed media with my printables for this year. I'm just, the paint is calling me. I know that I didn't do too much of it last year, and I kind of feel like also because I didn't have my Hobonichi, even though I keep telling y'all don't spend the money if you don't have to, but it was just this, I feel like when I use, and the book has what's called Tamori River paper. Tamori River paper pretty much can stand up to anything, like it stands up to different inks, it doesn't bleed. When you paint in it, doesn't bleed. When you use watercolor, it can stand up to anything. Now, I don't know if it can stand up to the alcohol markers. Those alcohol markers are beast. They bleed through everything. But I am really excited about this year and my journaling process this year. I'm going to definitely try to do a little bit more different techniques and styles, and I'll be sharing that with you. And whatever I do, you know, I'm going to teach y'all too. For the Patreons, we get together every Friday. We have a what's called happy hour. I'm struggling with these nails and this printable, y'all. Don't talk about me. We have what's called happy hour on Fridays, and we create together. And usually during that Friday happy hour, I'll teach some type of technique as well, or I'll show some type of process that I'm doing. So Friday nights is a good night and a fun night to be a Patreon member. Okay. This sticker paper makes me so happy because it's so like, it's vinyl sticker paper, and it just makes your printables look so nice and bright. Alrighty. So let's see. One thing I wanted to talk about while I'm creating is being creative. So people often ask me, like, Chella, how do you create so much? Like, how do you journal so much? And I think I had talked about this before. Well, I did a post about it that people always ask, like, how do you create so much and journal so much? And you know, it's just something that I've been doing for so many years. I was one of those little girls that had the diary, had a little Hello Kitty diary with the lock, and I remember writing in my diary and drawing in my diary, and it's just always been a part of my life, journaling. Even when I was raising my children, I had a little journal that I kept. I used to write poetry in it. Now that I have more time, it has become much more creative, and it's also has become a much needed outlet for me because it helps me manage my stress and anxiety. So it's not just about, for me, it's not just about finding time. It's almost like I have to do it. It's part of me keeping myself stable, keeping myself balanced, you know. And journaling isn't just like writing your thoughts. Journaling is also keeping your planner, keeping your daily to-do list. That's journaling. Writing scripture, that's journaling. So people always think that journaling is just writing your thoughts. It is some of that, but it's also just writing the things that you do throughout your day in your life. So that's pretty much how I write so much, because I'm not just journaling. I'm also processing, writing lists, writing scriptures. And so tonight, actually, what I'm going to journal is I created some new journal prompts for the new year. And that is what, I'm going to use this blue to mark off my page. I like to mark off, I like to create a border. Let's see, like I did it here. And let's see, do I have one that I did? No, I don't have one that I did. So I like to do, actually, you know what? I'm going to do it in black. I like to create a border and, let's see. I'm looking for one of my favorite pens. Oh, here it is. This one. I just bought this recently. It's a brush pen. I love doing little like circles or lines or doodles. So I'm going to just do some, how about we do some circles? And you're going to see it's just going to be like a fun little border to mark off the page. I love doing this. Of course, you could use washi or anything else, but I like doing these little circles, and it's also a part of my relaxation. So I'll just do these fun little circles to create a border around the page, and it just really pops. Just really adds some definition and some pop. See, and this has like a bunch of empty space. You guys know I don't like empty spaces. I think that's another reason why I like to do the border, because it fills in some of these empty spaces. I like to see something everywhere. So I'm going to fill in this border. This is one of these techniques that if you've been hanging out with me, you know I've been doing this for a minute. These little circles. I always go to them. It's my go-to. So yeah, I've been creating for a long time, ladies. From when I was a little girl, I even took some art classes, some fashion design classes when I was in college, because I really wanted to do fashion design, but my parents wanted me to do something a little bit more, in their opinion, realistic. So my degree, once I completed it, was in health and human services, but I just wanted to do fashion design. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Oops, I just smudged that. Note to self, must let it dry, don't touch it. But you know what, smudging is just part of the process. Doesn't that make it look more artsy? You see how my border, should have took a before and after picture, but I love it. It's coming alive. It's alive. It's alive. Okay. Now let's get to the journaling part. So I created some new journal prompts, and I'm going to post them again on Facebook, and I'm going to post them to the Patreon. And so it is, I'll show you guys. This is the new journal prompts that I created, and I will post them to Facebook so you guys can have them. And so it's a morning check-in, it's small joys, your inner voice, and your evening gratitude. And this is something that I'm going to do every day. The morning check-in can be done in the morning, but I tend to do most of my processing and journaling in the afternoon or early evening. So I will just reflect on how I felt this morning. And so the first question is, what's one feeling I woke up with today, and what might it be trying to tell me? So that's the first question. The first question is, what's one feeling I woke up today, and what might it be trying to tell me? So let's see. What's one feeling I woke up with today? I am at a blank right now. What did I wake up thinking about this morning? I think I woke up thinking I don't want to go to work. That might be every morning's thought. Why I gotta get up? All right, so I'm gonna write my question out. What is one feeling I woke up with this morning? And it was when I woke up this morning, I was tired. I did not do my yoga. And I do yoga every morning. Well, not every morning, because clearly I didn't do it this morning, but I try to do my yoga as much as I can. And I didn't this morning because I just woke up really tired. And I just remember thinking, why am I so tired? What time did I fall asleep? And I couldn't figure out why I was so tired. So that's what I'm going to write about. I remember feeling very tired and wanting to go back to sleep. To go back to sleep. I reflected on what I did before bed. And I realized I stayed up late. Reading a book. Which is why I was tired. See how it could just be like basics? Like, I feel like sometimes people be like, I have nothing to write. I don't write nothing magnificent. I just write exactly what's on my mind, right? And then it says, the second part of the journal prompt says, what might this be trying to tell me? It's telling me, stop staying up and reading books, child. Take your tail to bed. Okay. I'm telling y'all, it does not have to be, don't put that pressure on yourself like you have to write this deep, meaningful thing in your journal. Listen, keep it real. If you ain't keeping it real with your journal, you can't keep it real with nobody. What might this be trying to tell you? Tell me. The answer is go to bed earlier. Do not stay up reading books. Boom. Look, that just from that little reflection, I have improved my life. I have made a major improvement in my life right now. I will not be going to bed late and staying up and reading books. Okay? That's my major improvement for my life today. All right, go to bed earlier. Do not stay up reading books. Okay, question number 2 is small joys. And that is, what was one small moment today that made me smile or feel at peace? Okay, so what was one small moment today that made me smile and feel at peace? I remember what that was. My granddaughter, my daughter called me, and my granddaughter had just received this book that was named after her, and it was called Juliana Peekaboo. And my granddaughter loves to play peekaboo, and so when my daughter started reading that book to her, and mind you, I'm on FaceTime, so this is why I love FaceTime. I'm on FaceTime, and my daughter starts reading the book, and Juliana is just peekabooing her life away and smiling with the biggest smile ever because she loves peekaboo. And that was just such a sweet moment. So I'm going to say a simple moment that made me smile. Not a small moment. Look, I'm back in Catholic school. You have to start with a complete sentence. a small moment that made me smile is watching Juju, that's what we call her. We call her Juju, on FaceTime, reading her new peekaboo book. Peekaboo book. And doing peekaboo. Now remember I told you guys about the gelato. See how it's smearing a little bit right here? I don't know if you could tell, but it's smearing a little bit. I'm going to keep going because this is not my Fudasanuki pen. This is my Kelly Arts pen. And so I might have to switch to another pen if it keeps doing this. All right, so I am going to switch to another pen. I'm going to switch to my Fudasanuki and see if that one looks better. And then if all else fails, I'm going to have to switch to my Sharpie. Because sometimes, and it's really starting to be a little fussy on top of this. Yeah, see, that's a little better. It's starting to be a little fussy on top of that iridescent paint. So whatever is in this iridescent paint is kind of like fighting the ink. So I won't be using that one too often. Okay, so back to the question. All right, so that was my moment today that made me smile. Inner voice. So the inner voice, I'm going to do the inner voice over here so I can have, no, I'm going to start it here because I might have a lot to say. What did I say to myself today that was kind, critical, or encouraging? How did it shape my mood? Okay, this is definitely doing better, but it's still a little smudgy. What did I say? Yeah, see how that, it is not, it is fighting me to the teeth. Let me get my Sharpie. When all else fails, we pull out the Sharpie. Where is my Sharpie? Is it in here? Yep, it is. Here it is. All right, so we're gonna pull out the Sharpie. What did I say? To myself today? Was it encouraging? Critical? Or kind? All right, so I think now I'm going to go back to that other, I'm going to go back to my Fudasanuki. I'm going to go back to the Kelly art because this part should be fine because it doesn't have that iridescent on it. But I know when I need to write on that iridescent, I got to go back to the other pen. So what did I say to myself today? Was I encouraging to myself? Was I critical to myself? Was I kind to myself? So today I was encouraging myself. Uh-oh. Now the pen is acting funny because now it has this stuff on it. So I gotta go on the back of my book and kind of play with it a little bit. I hope I didn't mess this pen up. It's one of my favorite pens. Okay. All right. Nope, it's back. All right. So today I encouraged myself. I looked up a affirmation. And wrote it. To remind myself of my word, trust. That's my word of the year, trust. And keep pushing forward. So today I encouraged myself. All right, now, was there a second part to that? Nope, that's it. Oh no, it said, how did it shape my mood? How did it shape my mood? This helped me to feel at peace and trust the process. I think I just spelled process wrong, and I don't care because it's my journal, and that's how it's gonna go. Okay, so then the last question is, evening gratitude. What's one thing I'm grateful for today, even if it felt like it was hard? All right, so I'm not going to try to fit it in here. I'm just going to write it in here, and I'm going to pretend like that's not a space that's bothering me, because open spaces bother me sometimes. And now we're getting to this iridescent paper, so I'm going to go back to my Sharpie, that iridescent, and note to self that I won't be using that again because it's hard to write on. All the other colors work fine, but that iridescent one is not my friend. All right, what's one thing I'm grateful for today? What is one thing I am grateful for today? What is one thing I'm grateful for today? I wish it was more than one. Can I write more than one? Because there are so many things that I'm grateful for. But I think it's, the question is more like, I feel in my heart like I want to write like a list of things that I'm grateful for, but I write that every day. So this question is really prompted for you to go deeper. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to go deeper with this question as I'm answering it. So I'm not going to look at the surface things like, I'm grateful that I have food. I'm grateful that I have a home. And, you know, those are the surface things that, well, I would hope are surface things that you kind of think about daily that you're grateful for. But this question is really to prompt you to think deeper of something that you're grateful for, something that you don't normally pay attention to, but it is something that is a blessing that you have in your life, right? So, or it could be something that you achieve. As I'm thinking about it, my gratitude today, I am grateful that, my decision memo. So I submitted a decision memo for a computer literacy course for my agency, and it was approved. So my computer literacy class that I wanted to present to the clients in this community has been approved. So now that opens the door for community members to come into my program and take a free computer literacy class. And that's big, you know. I mean, when I'm at work, it doesn't seem big. It seems like, oh yeah, whatever, another computer literacy class. But if you look at it at the bigger spectrum of things, that is giving to my community. And if I didn't put in that work, or I didn't come up with the idea, or if I didn't have the vision to even try to get this for the community members wouldn't have this opportunity. So I'm very grateful that I was able to get that program approved. So that's what I'm going to write. So let's see. How will I word this? What is one thing I'm grateful for today? I am grateful. Of course, it's not going to be fun to write because this pen, not even just this thing doesn't even like my Sharpie. Guys, it's very frustrating. And I know someone is probably saying, well, Chola, get another scrap paper and do it with scrap paper. But I don't want to do it with scrap paper. I want to write on my journal page. So I'm going to try different pens till I find one that works. Nope, that one's not working. All right, we'll keep using this one. I am grateful today because, wrong point. My decision memo for a computer literacy class for the community was approved and I now can offer a computer literacy class to the community. I'm grateful of my accomplishments. I'm grateful of my accomplishments at work. All right. Boom. And signing off. Chola. I always like to sign my name if I have space. A lot of times I don't have space, so there's that. There it is, y'all. So, as I mentioned, I'm going to post the journaling prompts that I used tonight. I will post them in the Facebook page so that you'll have them and you can use them on your journaling pages. And then just let's remember what the affirmation is that I gave you guys for tonight. Your inspiration for tonight. I'm going to read it again to you guys in case you want to write it down, to get a piece of a pen and write your inspiration for tonight, which is, tonight, just remember, every small act of creativity is a seed you're planting, and every single one counts. Tonight, remember, every small act of creativity is a seed you're planting, and every single one counts. So this little page of creativity is a seed, and it counts in the world of creativity. All right? All right, ladies, I am going to call it a night. I'm so glad that you guys popped in and watched my live. I'm excited. Patreon members, let me know what you think about your new printable. Also, let me know any ideas that you want for future classes so we can put that on the calendar. And if you are not a Patreon member, please sign up. It's www.patreon.com/ChellaCreates, and you'll have an opportunity to learn more and hang out more with more creatives, and we have a good time in that group. We do. So, all right, guys, I will see you later. Have a good night. Bye.